What's up, guys? I'm here with Baby Blue right now, practice car. And it's almost ready to rock. We're gonna go use it this weekend. I'm pretty excited. Haven't got to drive it in a little bit, and let me bring you up to date on some facts on this guy. We had the power steering fail at Motegi Super Drift, which is on FD Long Beach's track, but it's not part of the series, so it's not like points, so I was driving this car. So let me take you back some history on this car. At first I just thought the pump fell. I was like, oh, I've never had power steering issues before, and then I kind of narrowed it down after, you know, you think about why something happened forever. When I first got this car, I got it for really cheap from a buddy, and it had a bunch of missing everything. So, and then I was having Jeff drive it, the guy that used to work for me, and I gave him a bunch of hand-me-down parts, whatever I had at the time, and then he sourced a couple pieces, not much, but it was built very low budget, had a stock JDM motor in it, stock power steering, and there was no power steering cooler because just didn't have one at the time. And then the rack was the original one that was relatively just run down. You don't know the history of it. It was just a used car that had been in an accident. The rack worked, but it eventually killed the stock pump. Didn't think too much of it. Drained the fluid out of the line, put another stock pump in it. It failed again, and then it just, the car sat for a long time with like some other issues that Jeff didn't have the money to fix it, and maybe whatever the case, it just didn't get fixed, and he didn't have time during that part of like the year, and then it just sat there. Then Jeff didn't work here, so car sat for a long time. Same steering rack was in there that had gone through 2 power steering pumps, and you can guarantee there was metal in there. I just didn't think too much into it. It's not my pro car. I just wanted to go drifting and have fun. I put a KRC power steering pump on there, and it seemed to work good for, you know, the whole time up until it decided not to work. And during that time though, I was driving it. I went to Winter Jam, did some other fun days with it. The rack, the original rack that had killed 2 pumps, started leaking out of the hard lines on the bottom. The 2 hard lines down here. These guys down here. So it was leaking as they go in right here. So I tightened it thinking it might fix it, but they were full tight. Nothing happened. And I tried like tightening it. Nothing was, it just made it worse actually. So it was just dripping, like while it was running, it was dripping. So I was like, oh, something's up. Put a new rack in there right before Motegi, and the power steering was super easy, like easier than it ever been. And I'm like, oh, so the whole time it was the rack. Cool, it works good. Tested it the slightest bit, then went and did a nice fast lap at Long Beach. Got 1 lap in, went for my 2nd lap in practice. It just failed. So my theory behind all that is that if you, like, I basically ruined a perfectly good KRC pump because I put metal through it that was stuck in the rack, the bad rack, and when I put the new rack in there, probably pumped metal through that new rack too. Unfortunately, that rack got smashed against the wall, and it took a chunk out of it, so that's just, that rack is just done. And this was such a clean, nice rack, but unfortunately, had to be retired. It's broken. I'll save it for the hard lines. I still got some parts I could use, but that's what happened. So I still don't have like any distrust in this pump because I never had an issue on my pro car ever, and I ran the same pump for 3 years. But I always make sure the rack's clean. I rebuild it every year, and the pump I like take off and clean out the lines every year, so it had like a much easier life than the other one. Anyways, learn my lesson. Make sure you flush all the fluid. Secondly, I'm gonna start putting a filter, like a super fine micron filter, before it goes into the pump. I didn't have time to do it yet, but I can guarantee you I cleaned everything out. It's a new pump. This has been cleaned, all the lines. The cooler was cleaned, and the rack was a new one, so it's good to go. Stance helped rebuild this coil, so this is all back to normal. It needed a new shaft, and then he rebuilt all the seals. New tie rod. Still got to set the caster on here and the camber. I reset the rear toe, it was out a little bit. I'm gonna fix this fender and that skirt, do a little fiberglassing. I gotta grind them down, and then fix this headlight because it cracked the tab here and it cracked the tab here. But I don't want to spend too much money or put new parts on this car. This car just needs to let me practice, so most likely I'm just gonna use plastic epoxy and put this back. It'll last another time if I epoxy it nice and like clean it up. I gotta rebuild like the tabs on here. See, this one hanging by a thread, but some of them are completely missing, so I'll kind of just rebuild that, and then when it's done, trim it back down or grind it down. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it needs to go another time. Okay, voila, we're done with all the work. Fender has been repaired, redid the tabs, just what we need. The other tabs underneath there. Fixed the underside of this, so it's all good to go. Looks kind of ugly a little bit, but hey, it's a practice car and it works. Door opens. I also set up this for the vacuum pump, so now first at idle it's going to use normal negative vacuum from the motor at idle through the one-way valve. If we get into boost, it will not use that anymore, and it'll turn this pump on via this thing. This reads negative vacuum, and it'll go, oh, guess what, we just ran out of vacuum because the motor has no vacuum, it's in boost now, let's make sure the brake booster has vacuum. That is so if you need a left foot brake, you're good to go and left foot brake while you're in boost. So that's all plumbed up nice. We used HPS silicone hose for that. And then, like I said, I was gonna rebuild these tabs with some epoxy, so not the prettiest because it's epoxied, but trying to save money here and not ruin another 98 headlight, or these aren't 98s, excuse me, ruin another Supra headlight. So I did one layer of plastic bonder and then one layer of plastic weld. We'll see. Hopefully they don't fight with each other. I think it'll work good. Oh, we did the alignment front and back. It looks pretty close. Got a little bit of toe in back here, a little bit of toe out in front. There's a drift thing this weekend on Sunday that I'm gonna go to, so just gotta check a couple more nut and bolt checks and just double check that everything's good to go, and then I should be ready. So that's the quick update on practice Supra. Gotta get more seat time because New Jersey's in 2 weeks.